Hi, I'm Jale, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a reading for Cancer, all aspects, and or the cross watcher from now until the next set of readings. Remember, take what resonates and leave the rest. If you feel like this is not for you, check other aspects and or other videos, readings that I'm placing on this channel. Alternatively, check me out on my Instagram, x_Jale_x. Information in the description box below, but also my TikTok, which is psychic_1. Daily reads on there. They're albeit a little bit shorter reads, but they're still reading. So guys, come over if you haven't already. Let's take a look, Cancerians. What is the message for you this time? Let's have a look. Let's see for Cancer. Cancer. Okay, wow. Expansiveness and energetic clearing. Someone is closing out an old cycle, an old viewpoint, old way of doing things in order to expand consciousness-wise, maybe even in terms of their life goals. Removing confusion as well. Removing a lot of confusion. Let's see, what deck are we going to go with here? Which one? Right, let's see. Right, let's see here for Cancer. What is going on for the Cancers, please, with this expansiveness and energetic clearing for Cancer energy spirit? Okay. Possibly how you're viewing value. Possibly how you're viewing value and not making any sharp moves. Not, yeah, taking some time out. So not, maybe usually you would sort of throw caution to the wind and throw yourself into a situation. There's definitely a kind of collective consciousness shift here. You're starting to become aware of the bigger picture, big time. And I don't know why, but there's a bad influence going on here where you're trying to zone out of that and move into what is right for you, which is brilliant. If you do that, you're going to get the rewards, is kind of what I'm hearing. Right, let's see. Let's see for Cancers. Nearly slid off my chair then, so that's always great. Let's see for Cancers. What else, please? For the lovely Cancerians. What else? If someone's used to spending money, like as if it's going out of fashion, maybe to make themselves feel better, it's like the viewpoint on how you're expelling energy and receiving energy is shifting here. Cancer. My Mars is in the 4th house, guys, so I do resonate a lot with Cancerians. My partner's also got Cancer heavily in their chart, right, in his chart. So someone's trying to hide something. Someone's trying to hide something here. Someone could be pregnant and is trying to hide it. Or someone wants... Right, what am I looking at here? And if it's not a literal pregnancy, it's like birthing something. Someone's trying to manifest something, but something needs to be closed out before. Yeah, look. Possibly someone is giving more than they're receiving. Someone is a healer here. You could be stuck in a pattern with somebody here that's very much in their head and you're in their heart, your heart, and so there's an imbalance. Yeah, some of you are in a situation that you're around someone that's taking a lot and you're trying to manifest more to keep up with that and or your own goals. What else here for Cancers? You need to clear some things out first. Be careful as well that you're not over Yeah, look, there's a stubbornness here around a natural humility, and there's nothing wrong with going after what you want, believe you me. But I feel like if it's, I mean, look, there's a difference between going after something. Put it this way, depending on what you're going after, right, there's several reasons that paths can be blocked, right? And sometimes it is within your life lesson and in your is within your realms of possibility. It's on your, it's a soul contract. It's something that will come to fruition, but it might sometimes be the wrong timing. Because again, if you're not learning something or something isn't being removed, it could also be that you're around people that don't, again, let's say for example, you come into a lot of money or your blessing, they may not want to give you that if you've got certain people around you, because they'll just take, and then what? Now you may be coming out of that where you've disconnected from a lot of different people, and so spirit are about to reward you, because we've got freedom on the bottom of the deck as well. There could also be something that you've had to hide from family or friends because they weren't acknowledging, and again, spirit are acknowledging it was the right decision to guarantee your freedom. Maybe you've had to move in silence. You could have had to disconnect from family, friends, because you felt like they weren't, you know, for your highest and best interest, and that's left you feeling very empty. Maybe you're moving out of that energy now. Maybe you're about to embark onto that situation. Maybe the holiday period has made you see the differences here, and that you have to move out of that or go into a different sort of situation. They're asking you to sort of go through balance, to look at this in a balanced perception though, because you're in a healing energy, and they're saying sometimes it's not about just blindly cutting out all these situations. Sometimes it's about just regrouping and observing. Someone here is definitely cutting off their nose to spite their face because they think that that's going to serve them, but actually what is going to serve them is to disconnect from the way they're doing things, because that will help them in an expansive nature. Like the way they're doing it, like almost like a ruthless way of cutting things off, is actually going to be what blocks them, rather than the people that they're cutting off. Now that's not going to be for everybody, but you need to have a self-observational kind of pinpoint here, where look at you from a perception of somebody else. Look at you from a perception of your guide, if you can. If that's not an easy task either, because you've got to be very grounded. But someone's doing something here from a very stubborn, fixed point of view. There's no balance, and they're doing it in almost like a ruthless nature to get where they want to go. But what they're going to find when they get there is it wasn't the way. There's also something about, again, they might be lying to family members to do, you know, to maybe get to this certain point, but again, to maybe earn money or something, you need to have patience. There's a blind enthusiasm here that may not work in your favour. Again, especially if there's a communication issue with people in your home, your family. It could be that you are like, they're not listening, like I want to do this but they're not listening to me, I want to go college, I want to go to school, but they're not listening, I'm different, they're not listening. You have to identify, first of all, how have you tried to explain it to them, because there is definitely some communication that you could be putting forward here that will help this situation, because this is about a belief system issue. There's a differing belief system here. And it's like someone's being secretive around family or friends because they think they're not going to understand it, but the guides are advising caution here, because it may not help to do it this way. It may not help. Yeah, someone's in their ego and they're like, this is what I want. You got to be careful sometimes, because you may actually be granted this, but spirit may be observing how you get to that end product. And if you're not doing it with your moral integrity intact and or regard for other people, be careful, because sometimes spirit will sit there and go, well, this was for you, but we don't really like, we thought this was out of your system now, or this was a test. And actually what's really happening is, if you'd have done it a different way, you'd have had more. You need to, because there's something here where this is screaming. Yeah, look. This is ironic, because what they're saying here is that you're disconnecting from parts of yourself and projecting it onto others and calling them out for it, or disassociating from that. But it's actually within you. It's a reflection meant to help you see yourself clearly. Look at yourself. If you can, I wouldn't ask a friend, because they'll probably be rubbing their hands together going, "Oh yes, that's fine, I'll give you some feedback about what kind of a person you are." I would sit and observe yourself from a different perspective if you can. Like, am I pleased with my moral integrity? Is it everything I've been doing the last couple of weeks or months in line with my standards, with how I feel like I would like to be treated? And if it isn't, and I get it, sometimes you'll sit there and go, yeah, but you know, these people have been doing this to me, and that's fine, but you've got to view it from your own standards. Maybe these people aren't expected to, no offense, be putting themselves up a certain standard. Maybe spirit already think that you should be at a certain standard, and so they're testing you to see if you're going to level up. Be careful how you get to the top. I'm being serious now, because someone is this, I'm telling you, there's some guides here like they don't see it coming. This is a test for some of you. It's to test your mental clarity. Are you self-aware enough? Are you able to moderate yourself enough? Or do you have self-awareness to see what this really is? They can be dangling a carrot in front of you. And don't forget, we're going into Capricorn season. This is about temptation, right? The lower energies of temptation. Don't fall into that trap. And again, as a Cancerian, the polarization of Cancer is Capricorn. There could be some tests coming up to see how you view things, what the fairness and balance is of a situation, how you're going to respond to it. Be very careful. Be very careful. I mean, look. Yeah, look, someone's going to... Yeah, look. They're trying to help you to get to your ultimate evolution here. This is about the higher path, right? We're not just talking about light worker status, or we're talking about soul mission. We're talking about why your soul has come here. And if you want, you know, the higher echelons of what spirit has to offer, and or your own soul's growth that is going to reap the rewards, this is what you need to adhere to. There's a self-observance that's lacking here. Or if it isn't lacking, there needs to be some fine-tuning. Because this is a healing element. This is coming from a lack. Someone sat there going, oh my goodness, this is... Someone's come from a lack mentality here. You may not have been brought up with money. Maybe there was a lack in your home. But this is what they're trying to shift you out of. Don't greed. This is like the 7 deadly sins vibes going on here. Be very careful. Sometimes the greed can come from a place where your inner child is needing that healing. Make sure you're differentiating. Because look, rejecting emotion. It could be that you're feeling an emptiness, and so there's an externalization of that. And spirit are observing you. Be very careful. Be very careful, because there's blessings coming. That's not what they're not sort of, yeah, look, homesickness, especially if you're a starseed and you're feeling a lack, or you're feeling a longing towards something. Saving humanity in the reverse. You could be a starseed, and it's like you just don't feel like yourself. Let me just make this very clear. This is for you, right? Over the last however many months, we've been getting more and more light coming onto the planet. As you can see, the systems are breaking down on the planet, right? And that's to bring out a new energy. It's to get people like us, light workers and alike, starseeds, people that have a higher soul mission, to get to a certain point. But sometimes when the light, and again, this is usually from the other side of the sun, where it's like the galactic center, shining a lot of light codes. We've just had the Christmas comet that's passed over this planet, and then it's reached Venus on the weekend, and then on the 2nd or the 3rd it's going to the sun, onto Mars around sort of 2 weeks after that, and then out of the solar system after February. We've also got what's called the Great Solar Flash, which again is raising the vibration of the planet, which will be happening after Christmas at some point, after the New Year in January. And all of that contributes to shadows being raised, okay? So the more light's put onto the planet, the more shadows are being raised up. And sometimes it can be very difficult, very uncomfortable to deal with that, because it's like we're in a darkened corner and we're hiding the parts of ourselves that we want to hide, and we're kind of unsure about, and the light's being shone in that direction, and it's like, oh my goodness, exposure, and it can feel a bit uncomfortable. And it can also test the parts of ourselves that are unhealed, right? And sometimes it can trigger a loneliness or an emptiness that is from things that we're still healing from, and then we're closing out old cycles, and it's a little thing to sort of test to see if we've learnt everything and or we know how to nurture ourselves. And this is a test of nurturing and healing. It's like, oh, so you want everything you've ever wanted, okay, but have you provided that within yourself, or are you expecting it to be provided externally? Because you're not going to get it internally, so you're not going to get it on an external basis if you're not providing for yourself internally. It will be illusionary. So it's like the lower energies are testing. There's a lot of temptational energy here, because remember, it's easier to extinguish the light by throwing the darkness, right? So you need to stay in your power. If this resonates with you, if you're not feeling yourself, or you're feeling like you're a little bit out of your comfort zone, you need to stay with the light here. New paradigm. Look, solar. What did I just say? Solar consciousness. This is a shift of the ego. This is a layer of ego being removed. This is the test to get to that point. The new paradigm is in reverse. So there's a new environment that they want to shift you into, but this has to be resolved first. This is seeking karmic balance. There's a karmic balance coming. There has to be, there has to be a balance. Again, transition. So again, just be careful. Just be careful. This is the masculine. And again, it's based on seduction and addiction. So again, very strong principles of like low vibration, like a very kind of addictive energy, lower vibrational energy, devil energy, temptation. So just be careful. Again, it could be a way of temporarily topping your masculine up, or maybe this is your masculine you're watching for, and this is the way, what they're thinking about. Again, quick fixes to sort of fix themselves, to make themselves, or you, whoever's watching this, whoever this video is for, to get them into a point where they feel, you know, sustenance and healing. Be careful the externalization of how to get to that point. But there's a shift in belief systems here. There's a shift coming with belief systems, and just watch what help you're receiving. Just watch how that's being kind of offered in the physical reality. Right, anything else for Cancer? Anything else? Yeah, there's some kind of wanting some help without actually getting, someone wants to get a help with something but without doing the work. Someone's trying to cut a corner here. Just be careful with that. It's not going to benefit you. Like if you're asking for help and then you're taking the help but it's not in your highest and best interest, just be aware what kind of assistance is coming to you and what that means. Right, yeah, this is guaranteeing your freedom. This message is guaranteeing your freedom if you adhere to it. This is also related to forgiveness as well. So maybe you've felt blocked or you haven't been able to move through, but this is also helping you to move through that. What else? Last message for Cancer. Last message for Cancer, please. This is the true path to happiness with the dolphins. Strong, serious energy and Lemurian air and energy here. So very strong starseed energy here. We've got pleasure in the reverse. Look inside yourself before you're externalizing this. It's going to really help you. Hopefully guys, that's been of some help. Thank you for your likes, your shares and your subscriptions. It means a lot to me. Until next time, take care.